We are so back, baby.
That was my celebration.
You know, 180 episodes later.
Is it 180 today?
Is it?
I think it's 79.
Yeah,
it's
you
80.
know what? You're right, because last week I said it was 179. And then it wasn't, I think.
Yeah, it was 178. It doesn't really matter, truthfully.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So show over.
When's 200?
In 20 episodes.
Are you guys even gonna be here for that?
it might be in the dead zone, so to speak.
No, it should be.
Dead zone.
I don't know.
178.
178. So today is 179, unless our numbering's
that's
gotten
right.
off, which it has in the past. Our numbering has been off.
No, I think we're right on.
but
the
we
money.
fixed it. I'm saying,
fixed
but
it.
like at one point I think we were off. But.
It's usually in November, to answer your question. So that's when the podcast started. So
Yep.
50 episodes later.
52, technically. So it gets off.
So
it's
it
pushed
should
off.
even be maybe in December. The show we're referring to, of course, is What the Podcast.
What the
For friends with no boundaries.
love that. I love that bio.
Remember this one? Form your own opinions.
We've tried a lot of things over the years.
Yeah.
Not all of
And
them
you know
stuck.
what? And we're not going to stop now. So
That's true. That's
go
true.
ahead.
It's on your birthday.
Oh,
If we keep with
200
Mondays.
birthday.
Oh, for
September
real?
16th is our 200th episode.
We're in Europe.
Is that, how
felt
does that
so
make
serious.
sense?
That felt so serious.
Wow. That makes
Yeah, you're gonna be in
no
Europe.
sense to me.
Yeah, that doesn't really.
Because
We do it
have
every week.
52 weeks
in
in
a
a
year.
year, but we double record some of them.
But they still come out chronologically, though. Like they still
That's
come
what
out
I'm
on
saying.
time. I don't know. That's weird.
Okay, get to introducing.
I'm Ryan,
I'm John.
and together we are
Ryan and John.
Gosh.
on the couch as always.
Introduce me
eager
already.
to begin.
Yeah, no kidding.
My lovely wife
I hate being rushed.
of almost 3 years,
No.
Kara Tafoya.
She said, no.
This year it will be.
We're not even at the halfway
Oh
yet.
my gosh.
Yeah, we are.
That's so
2.5
cool.
years.
Next month.
Okay, but that
Joining us this week on the
let it go.
podcast, an absolute stunner.
An absolute
Got me
stunner.
mallard. The lovely Annie the Scove Scoveman.
scope.
Hello, mate.
Always fresh, never frozen.
Sometimes frozen.
Well, today is a little gloomy outside.
So
Gloomy. It's called a grey day.
Yeah, well,
was
over in
cold.
London, we just call it days. And you know, everybody's lately, I don't know about you guys, but we just celebrated the national holiday of tax season. So everybody's out trying to save money. And
Yeah, you get any money back this year?
yeah, I got a little bit of money. Not as good as last year, but
We do our taxes the earliest you can.
yeah,
So that money we got back is already gone.
that is true.
Really?
But,
Oh yeah.
which means I'm already back again. I'm down again. So
down again,
trying to
yeah.
save money. And I found a way that
Go ahead.
I'm going to save money.
Yes.
I'm going to contract ABS.
What's that?
I'm glad you asked. It is a disease.
contractually have
I'm
to.
going to be contracting a disease called auto brewery syndrome. Let me
Okay.
tell you, a man in
Sounds
Belgium
legit.
was just cleared of drunk driving because his body, every time he eats carbs, his
yeah,
guts
Ferments it into
ferments
beer.
it and he gets drunk.
That was an episode of I want to say Criminal Minds
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Love
It was the
Criminal
same
Minds.
exact thing
Yeah.
because the girl like
Yeah.
they found her in the hospital and she was like fully drunk
Yeah.
and they were
They're
asking her
"She
questions.
For sure
and
hasn't
then-
had anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you guys think of the episode? Wow. That's pretty good.
Criminal
I
Minds.
loved Criminal
Love
Minds.
Criminal Minds.
So I am, if viewers at home, if you know how I can contract this disease,
That's how you're gonna make money.
No, it's how he's
I'm
going
gonna
to save
save
money by
money.
not having to buy
but instead of
drinks.
buying, 2-3 drinks out at a
He's
bar,
gonna get
I'm just
bread.
gonna eat
Well,
that
like
was a
a
little bit
whole loaf of
confusing.
bread.
He's
I
just
thought-
going to bring a
I thought you were
Hawaiian
just trying to
roll.
get out of like drunk driving or something.
Well, that too, yeah. Save money, don't have to pay.
was
Okay,
gonna
but
say,
what?
that
You
feels
find a
weird.
Don't have
loophole.
to
What
pay
alcohol
tickets.
doesn't have carbs?
What do you mean?
You just head door to that.
No, you're
want-
you're
No, no,
missing.
no.
You
You're
don't have
missing
to
the
drink
point.
any alcohol.
You don't have to
The
buy
The man,
alcohol.
the man eats a bologna sandwich and he gets drunk. I won't be buying any alcohol. I'm not going to the bar.
You're never driving
I'm going to
again.
sit home, eat a whole loaf of Wonder Bread, and have a great night.
God.
Save money.
Yeah. No, I see it. I see it.
John, how are you saving money?
I don't know. Not nearly as clever as that for sure.
Are you cord cutting yet? Are you canceling
Oh,
cable?
you know, I am trying to
Cancel any
slim down on some of my
subscriptions?
subscriptions,
Yeah.
because they pile up on you.
They really
And
do.
I canceled a credit card, but before I did that, I locked it so that like no money could come out of it because I was trying to pay it off.
Okay.
And I am realizing how much just like mindlessly comes off my credit card. Like it was scary. The first month, it was like the amount of emails that were like,
Yep.
your payment declined. I was like, why am I even paying for that? I was like, this is like random stuff that I didn't
Dang.
know I had.
Rent.
So rent. Turns out you got to pay that.
Turns out, got to pay it every month.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to slim down. I told you guys, and maybe I said that as one of my yearly goals. Who knows? But I'm trying to be small debt free by the end of this year. Like there are some things you can't get around. Like obviously we bought a car. That's not considered a small debt because it's
What is considered small debt?
like credit card
cards?
debt.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, essentially credit card debt. That's kind of primarily, and like anything, any small loans you have. But like, obviously, I can't pay off. Well, I guess I could, but it'd be very hard to pay off my car. And obviously, my wife has some student loans, which we were talking about before the show too. But I'd like to be like to the point where I, am charging stuff on the credit card for the points, and then like paying it off at the end of the month. Which
Yeah.
I know a lot of people
Yeah.
do. I just haven't been in a situation.
I
where
tried to do that, but
It's tough.
it's tough,
Well,
We
it's
did
like
do
the
that.
wedding.
End of the month comes around. Yeah.
Believe it or
doing that
not,
for the
2
whole time.
years in May, and I'm still like paying off wedding debt, which is
Oh,
crazy.
yeah, for sure.
And a lot of that credit card buildup is primarily the groundwork was the wedding, and then kind of compounds, and you pay some off, and you try to. But everything as most people that listen to the show, I'm a wedding DJ and he's a wedding coordinator. I'm using all my money from that to like go directly onto credit cards to try and like get it down to zero.
Oh, I like that. I like mentally like compartmentalizing stuff like that. Like you're like, okay, everything I get paid from this is going
And
to go
it's
into
hard
this.
because my
I
brain
know,
goes to
I
like,
know.
oh, I got this $500 check, which I got on Friday. And I was like, oh, I so badly want to go out and buy this camera or whatever. And it's like,
because you're like that, interesting. $500 is exactly the amount I need to buy this thing.
exactly. And so,
Yeah.
and it ties a little bit to my discipline too. Like I don't have great discipline just like in anything generally,
Mm-hmm.
but I was reading a book this year about how to like, if you want to work on discipline or being like consistent with things, small things, the way you control that is just by making better like money choices, even like going down to like doing intermittent fasting, because you're teaching yourself like I can do this hard thing for the momentary instance, and that just continues to compound and your discipline starts to grow in that way.
I can do hard things.
So cool. It was really good. But yeah, anyways, that was way too much. I'm sorry.
No,
but,
no. I asked the question. That's great,
And you
man.
got way too much of an answer.
I appreciated it. Annie, how you doing over there?
Good.
Good?
What am I doing to save money?
Sure, that seems to be where we're at the moment.
Let me put you on to this new place I discovered.
Okay.
If you
okay.
say the casino, I'm going to lose it.
It's called Verona.
It's called Aldi.
Oh, okay.
I'm an Aldi girl.
It doesn't seem like a money saving conversation, but go
Oh,
ahead.
but it is.
Okay.
Thank you for asking. I love Costco.
Love it.
And there are things
Why
I get
do you
at
love
Costco,
Costco?
because it's good. Thank you for asking.
Okay, lame.
There's things I get at Costco that I have to like force myself to eat all of it because I'm one person and I cook for one person.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Aldi sells those same things in like a single portion.
So like a grocery store.
Like a normal store.
Yeah. But it's really cheap. It's like if you look it up, it's one of the cheapest grocery stores.
okay.
in existence.
Is it a Canadian thing or it's
It's
a
It's East Coast.
Okay, those
It's owned by Walmart.
They
You know-
popped up so fast.
the East Coast has been doing grocery stores a lot longer than we have, so that
Exactly.
makes sense.
But their
got it
stuff,
dialed
I
in.
want to say it's like a lot of it's like overstock, so it's not always going to
Yeah.
be the same.
That's why
We
they
went in
don't
there
stock
one
their
time.
shelves.
Yeah.
They literally, what they do in
What does that
Aldi,
mean?
they get shipments in of boxes of food
They
and they'll
just,
just
like,
put them out.
What do you
It's
mean?
like thrifting.
They
for
just
food.
dump it out.
It's literally thrifting for food.
Okay, it's not. They
Sorry.
put stuff on shelves. It's nicer than that.
It's not secondhand, of
not-
course,
yeah.
but it's
Chill
but it's
out.
it's not the Goodwill bins, but it's not
It's
like
not
Trader
it's not
Joe's. I feel like
they
is
don't
like
get
a
the same exact
curated
thing
little.
every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I like about it is they have a little bit of literally everything. They have some like home stuff. They have cleaning stuff. They have like
Okay.
potting soil. They have like you can get like everything that you're like, shoot, I need to get that.
Home
Where
goods.
Aldi's.
home goods?
Home Goods. I mean,
Home Goods doesn't have food though.
Yeah, they do.
Or, like snacks.
No,
Not like
no,
They have gummy
Kara.
bears.
That
They got
is
gummy
second.
bears.
I've gotten pasta from there.
No.
yeah, that was crazy. No, you
That's
got
not normal,
pasta
though.
from Marshalls, didn't you?
Same thing.
That was crazy.
I did. And it was good pasta.
Aldi's gives me kind of PTSD a little bit. I had a coworker who loved Aldi's, and like it wasn't a thing until like a couple years ago,
Yeah.
at least in East County. But she lived in Chula Vista, and she had one. And every meeting we had about planning something, she's like, "Oh, I'll just grab that at Aldi's." And I was like,
No.
"What is Aldi's?" She's like, "You have to come down to Chula Vista to check it out." And I was like, "I certainly won't," because
I love
That's the
Aldi.
most John. That's the most John reason. Ever.
Aldi's.
Because she talked about it so much, you were like,
Yeah, it's like-
nope, no.
No, we went in there and it's nice,
Not
but I'm
going.
also just like when I hear the name, I just hear her say it over and over again because she talked about it all the time. Like even in like passing, we'd be like, it would be like a slow day.
I mean,
and
we talk about Costco pretty often.
yeah,
that doesn't
I guess,
throw
I guess we're
people on from people get Costco.
we're just as bad.
People
I
never
suppose.
have a bad experience at Costco.
Now, here's the problem, Annie, that I run into is stores like that. You go in and they tell you what you want. They're like, Trader Joe's. Love Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is like, they do the little displays. The packaging is all cute.
It's
I end up
lemon
spending,
season.
yeah. I'm like, oh shit, it's lemon season. You're right. Like I
it
should
is lemon
buy
season.
this lemon cake. And you know what?
That's so
I'm a
funny.
sucker every time,
It is
man.
lemon season.
Costco, same way. Those
Yeah.
bastards over there. They're like, "Do you want this lawn set?" I'm like, "Yeah." You kidding me? My patio's looking horrible.
I love that you're like, it is lemon season.
I'm like, "Oh, I guess it is." Like, I'm like calling Carol. I'm like, "Do you know it's lemon season?"
I'm like, yeah, the lemons are on our tree.
She's like, "Yeah, haven't you been to Trader Joe's lately?"
You guys have a lemon tree? That's cool.
We do.
That is really cool.
Yeah, we got it. I don't know. Right when Kara moved in, we planted this lemon tree, and now it's finally fruiting.
How long does a lemon tree take to like
A while.
start bearing
Sounds
fruit?
like 2 years.
Oh, I guess yeah, that would make sense.
Well, it's
But-
funny. It started like there were little lemons on it for like
A long
months,
time.
like 8
And
months.
they weren't good. Like you could.
They were
they were
just green.
green.
Like they wouldn't ripen.
They stayed green for a long time, and then
What if
finally
you cut it
one day,
open? Like when they were green, was it just like not at all?
We didn't
Didn't
try
do that.
because they're just so
I
hard to
wouldn't
pick
dare.
off the tree.
Okay, got it. I was just curious.
Not before lemon season.
It's just not lemon season. I'm gonna start saying that in the conversation, just casually, be like, if they're talking about time of year, like, well, it is lemon season.
Well,
You know what
People are
Kara's
acting
not
crazy out
doing
there.
to save money?
go ahead.
Going to the record store.
Oh, the
my
record
God.
store. I need to hear about
Record
this.
Store Day 2024. It was my comeback.
Yeah. Tell us.
You
tell
got
us
a lot
why.
of records, and
Tell
I
us
need,
why.
I need like a total of how much you spent, because that's a lot of records you got.
We need a cash register.
The total will never be explained.
Yeah.
Will never
It's
be
not as
explained.
much as you thought.
Ching.
It's not as much as you think.
But there was some
Not at all.
classics in there.
Oh,
Yeah, you got good ones.
but it's like retail price, not
over
markup.
over under
price.
$200.
Under.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Over under 100.
Over.
Okay, so we're in the
150.
Under.
40.
Okay, all right.
140.
No, under that. It wasn't that
Okay.
much, you guys.
Okay.
That's
How many- okay,
here,
just
put
walk
this
us
into
through it. Walk us through
perspective.
it.
yes. Walk us
Every
through it.
single record I bought was less than a Target record.
Okay.
I don't know how much your
Target-
target record is.
Target
That's
records
good.
go for
45.
like 40 to $45.
yeah. Oh, yeah. We're talking
They
Okay,
were
so
all
less.
less
That's
than
good.
that.
maybe.
Yes. Okay,
New
so
ones.
the story is last year, Taylor Swift was releasing the Folklore Long Pond Studio Sessions,
Okay.
which is the Disney Plus special,
And we're going to get into Taylor Swift later.
on vinyl. That entire recording session.
She's been busy.
That was her record store day of last year. And then there was also like the 1975 was the British ambassador for it. They had one, whatever.
Okay.
I still, I'm so mad at myself for this. I left my wallet in Ryan's car. So I left the house last year.
Okay.
I was like on my way to the record store, had to go because he had a setup shift downtown.
Sure.
Had to go downtown, get my wallet, then get in line. I waited in line from like 7 a.m. to when they opened at 9. There were maybe like 400 people in line,
Oh my gosh.
something like that,
At this
and-
record store?
at a specific record store.
Really?
That was very popular. I should have known. I was in line. 4 people. By the time there was 4 people in front of me, I looked in the store, and there was like 5 of the Taylor Swift one left.
Okay.
And I was like,
Okay.
perfect. I'm gonna get it. They let the next person in. It was an old man.
Bought all
He
4.
grabbed all of them
That
And they
can't be right.
Bastard.
let him
They let him
buy
do
them
it.
all.
And he resold them on eBay, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Do you know how much that record goes for?
How much?
$350.
Still
And
to
how
this
much
day,
It
How
is
much
my
did he get it for?
he probably got it for like
45.
45 per record.
It was 45.
Guy made a killing.
That
Yeah, I gotta
all of
respect the
you,
hustle though.
that is
Gotta
my
respect
like
the hustle.
biggest want is that record.
What is it called again? Just so I know.
Long
I'll forget
Pond Studio Sessions, LPSS,
it. Got it.
folklore.
have you
So
checked recently?
I was so sad last year.
Of course you did.
I was so sad. Oh, I have. I was so sad. And then this year, it came out.
So is this a specific day that you get cheap
420.
records? 420. Okay, that's what I'm missing.
It's not cheap records though. It's records that
exclusive.
artists have decided to either re-release or make like a brand new like special version.
Let me tell you,
Got
the day they got Kara was the day they said exclusive because Kara loves
Yeah.
Love
a
my stuff.
drop. She loves an exclusive get.
Yes.
And
Don't
I
we
know
all, a little bit.
And I know this because
Yes.
Kara was asking me if I wanted anything. She's like, "Hey, I'm buying these records." She called me. She got into the store this year. Well, I'm jumping into your story.
There were a bunch. There's like 500 artists
I'm
who
like,
re-release things. So I'm like, I didn't
even
if you
know
wanted
these
it.
things existed. Kara's like, "Yeah, do you want one?" I'm like,
Now I do.
no, I guess. I don't know. Like, it's
So,
exclusive.
I
What
was
does that
like-
mean?
This year, got up. What's funny is wasn't planning on getting the record store until like 7. I found a new one
Okay.
in Point Loma. They moved locations. Only have like 1,000 followers on Instagram. The one I went to last year had 17,000.
Okay.
So that's how I knew is when they barely had any comments on their record store day post, whatever.
Exclusive drop day.
So got
Mm-hmm.
in line. I ended up waking up without an alarm. Was like, okay, I'll just go now.
Oh, yeah.
You're buzzing
I was
with
so stoked.
excitement.
Got in line at 6:30.
So am I.
Fifth in line.
Okay.
Me and a couple girls. We're just sitting, waiting. And I was like, I got a voice memo from the guy who owns the store telling me how much or how many of the one I wanted was left.
A voice memo? This guy's texting you?
Over
Oh, they're
Instagram.
oldies. It was on Instagram.
They were like two, like total OG. Like they've been
Yeah.
working the
They're
record
so-
store
they're
for
so funny.
some time.
So
Yeah, it was cool.
he
I like
voice
that.
memos me and he goes, "We have 2 of the record I
You're
wanted.
like, game on.
2."
Here
So
I
I
go.
went, I should probably ask these girls what they're here for,
Oh, no.
just in case.
Don't want to set your expectations.
I asked them. They weren't here for it. And they were
Awesome.
like, "We'll make sure you get it."
Story's really.
And that like none of us want it, so we'll make sure that you get it. I was like, great.
And how does this work? You get in and you like get your own time?
Everyone does it different.
Okay.
Every store does it
Because I
different.
imagine if they start letting people in, you're not guaranteed. 'Cause
Some
somebody can just run
stores-
over the counter and grab all the
Yeah,
copies and
yeah.
call
Some
it a day.
stores will give people in line a number so people can't cut or add in later. Some stores will give you a piece of paper with a checkoff list, and you'll give a worker the checkoff list, and they'll get it for
prepackaged.
you.
It's all behind the counter. Because you only get at this specific store, everybody got to buy one item
Yes.
of any individual
Yes.
item. So like if
No
there
doubles.
was 50 exclusive things,
reselling.
you could buy 50 things, but there's only a certain amount of them and you only get one of each
Yeah.
thing.
So
Oh, okay.
this
But
store-
it's crazy because I imagine a record store is like this is big bins and you kind of rifle through. But
yeah.
that's
Well, these ones were
Not today.
they set them up pretty nice. They let 2 people in at a time.
okay.
And they said all of the record store day stuff is in the center room, alphabetical in crates. So 2 go in. Once you pass that room and go to the second room, we'll let the next 2 in. And I was like, perfect,
Okay.
great.
Bomb.
So I go in, the one I want, sitting right there. They had 1.
so one of those girls
copy of
double
it.
crossed you then.
No, none of those girls got one.
Oh,
The guy thought they had
thought
2.
they had 2. They only had 1.
They had 1.
And what is the record again? Remind me.
Chapel Roan, Pink Pony Club, Naked in Manhattan.
Wow.
It's a little 7-inch.
I think I saw it.
They only made 2,000 of them in all of America.
That's kind of cool.
And I got one.
How many of them do they make in China?
None, because they don't do record store day over there.
Could you imagine?
I don't know how many.
Not-
there are.
not big fans of Chapel Roan
They said
over
they
there.
only made 2,000, but they made like 20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made 2,000 in the U.S., but in
They're like-
China, they were still pumping them up.
Oh yeah, they've had them for years. They use them as
So-
coasters over there.
At this point, I'm like, I'm by myself. Like, I already know
Yeah.
what
popping
other
off.
records
She's dangerous.
I
This is
wanted.
popping off.
Kara with money by herself is dangerous, man.
Okay, so just give us a lineup of what you got. Just a very quick summary.
The
if you
biggest
could.
drop, of this year was the Noah Kahn, Olivia Rodrigo little 7-inch, where she covered one of his songs and he covered one of hers.
Okay.
That was the biggest one people wanted. Got it. The Paramore album that just came out, they came out with a special version of it.
Okay. Love.
The Paramore David Burns, where Paramore covers Burning Down the House and David Burns covers Hard Times,
Talking Heads.
So they just like these
came
artists
out with
do
a
this
special
then.
one.
They just do this.
Oh yeah.
And Paramore was the Record Store Day ambassador this year.
This is
There's
how they
always
make
one
money
ambassador.
when they're having a lull in their year. They're like,
That is
let's just
100%
link up
what
with a
it is.
band and you do one of my songs and I'll do one of your songs. We'll put it
Yes.
on a
And then I
record.
got the Noah Kahn album, his like newest one. The I'm blanking on what it is.
I said.
I said, yeah. And then
That's a
I
Neil
got
Diamond
Fleetwood
record.
Mac for the very first time, re-released Rumors on a picture disc.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I had to get that.
And what was the total?
Total,
Just give us a ball.
it was 130,
Oh, okay.
What's up?
and they didn't tax.
130. It's for how many records?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, yeah, I think that's
Okay,
a
but
steal.
like 4 of them were 45s. They're
So
one song.
No, 2 of them. 2 of them. No, they're 2 songs.
Oh no, you did not. That changes the whole thing for me.
Wait, they're only
4 of
two
them were
songs?
2 songs.
Those were only $17 each.
They're 45s.
Oh, for 2 songs. Oh, that is shocking. But I love that you love it. I'm not even gonna give you a hard time. That's shocking, right? Right.
Okay, now I want you to look up
Really?
Go ahead.
the Chapel Roan.
Never heard of 45s?
No.
Look up the Chapel
I
Roan
saw it.
RSD
Okay.
and how much someone's trying to sell.
So
it
are you
for
gonna
right now.
resell them?
That's wild.
I
No.
sure won't.
So then it doesn't matter how much they're worth because you're not
what
gonna
I
resell them.
Keep trying to tell you.
Yeah, but I like seeing it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, I
So
hold
you're
this valuable
you're, You're
thing.
doing like
It's the
your,
win. It's the win.
Like your net worth.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
like
my net worth.
I have these
Assets.
records.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
I'm worth like $200 in records. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm really
You
liquid
guys, all of my
in
collectible
records.
things.
You're not
I'm
like-
rich.
I'm liquid in records.
Not liquid.
You
though,
should
just
have seen.
sold it.
There was a guy.
I'm solid in records.
Solid.
There was a guy who was behind me.
Uh-huh.
Maybe like mid 40s. He was picking up things for his friends' kids. I don't want to know his total.
Oh, really? Did he have like a
He
whole bundle of
had
stuff?
a stack this high.
Here's what I'll say. I
That's a
think it's-
reseller,
I think
Tara.
it's cool.
They ain't nobody picking stuff up for their friends' kids.
There are
Yeah,
so a
that's
lot
true.
of
Come
a lot
on.
of
I-
old
I hear that,
older
heard.
guys and older generation will go to Record Store Day because a lot of like older bands will release things like
Feels like a money grab for bands.
Metallica came out with one,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like those guys
Yeah.
will.
I
come.
mean, yeah, it is, obviously.
right.
But I like that. Yeah, it was cool going into the shop because they were older guys, but they were kind of like still hip. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like Record Store Day is kind of a trendy new thing.
Sure.
And you would think that like those kind of guys would be like, nah, like we've got our bins of records and
Mm-hmm.
nobody appreciates
Now- now,
These
the
guys were really
classics
Hear me
nice.
out,
anymore.
Kara. You could sell a few of those records and buy the
Now we're talking.
elusive Taylor Swift
Oh.
one that you want.
Oh,
So
true,
I had a friend
Kara.
last year who felt so bad for me that she had an extra of the 1975 release last year, which they were the British ambassadors for Record Store Day.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to sell that record for a year now.
Oh, so the resell is not as easy as you think.
No.
It's not like you're gonna get. It's not like it's gonna sell in a
Just
couple
because
days.
those things are listed on eBay doesn't mean that they're gonna
This
sell.
folklore
There's no
Long Pond
bidders.
That's true.
is on eBay for $450 right now.
Yeah, but
Any
how long
bidders?
has it been on there?
How many
I wonder.
bidders?
That one's that or best offer.
Yep. See, that's
This
been on.
one-
That's been online for a year.
This one's
guaranteed.
207.
Okay, so it's starting to break
23
down a
bids.
little bit. Starting to break down a little bit for me, honestly.
for the resellers or for who?
For the
you.
resellers.
Yeah. No, there's no money there.
Oh my gosh. People,
Like you really, I get it. I like the merit of like, oh, I want to collect these records. Like
Love it.
I love that.
Yeah, great.
But I'm like, it's not like a money making business. You know what I'm saying? You're not
No.
going to make like a ton of
So
money by buying.
the
and
crazy
reselling.
thing is that
Maybe, but-
people will buy these records and they'll never open them, never play them. They'll literally just collect them, and I'm like,
That feels
I'ma
like
listen to
sad.
'em.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never understood that either.
That's why I'm like, all these Long Pond ones. There's cheaper ones that say like opened and played. I'm like, yes, I'll buy that because who cares?
yeah.
And also, I know it's gonna skip because all of her stuff
What
skips.
has a lot? Place has a lot of records that I was at today. thrift stores.
Oh yeah,
Tons of records.
that's where I get all
records.
my musical theater records.
You know, it's never the ones you want,
Sure.
unfortunately.
It's always
and
Christmas.
you kind of go in there knowing that.
Yeah.
Because, I had that thought about that CD, the Taylor Swift CD you mentioned last episode. You said some elusive CD last week. You're like, oh, there's a CD. If everyone comes across, it was the one where she
Oh
says
no,
gay.
says
you
gay.
you
Oh,
said that
the one where she says you're gay.
debut.
And there's this
Okay.
whole rack of CDs at the store, and I was like, kind of scanning
Hilarious.
them, and I was thinking, like,
I look at
what
them
are the
every
odds,
time.
like,
I
it's
look
there,
every time.
and I like,
Probably
make
good
someone's
odds.
stream come
Yeah.
through.
Not-
yours.
not- the best odds. I've looked every time.
But you never know, like, you don't know what you don't know. So if
Yeah.
let's say, like, my daughter left a bunch of stuff, she went to college and left all her childhood stuff, and I'm like getting rid of things. I'm like, I don't know, like, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
old CDs she doesn't listen to, throw them in the bin.
There's
Like,
been posts on TikTok that are like people going through like the racks and thrift stores and it being like all these Taylor Swift merch and they're like,
my
whose-
mom donated
whose
the wrong
parent
bag.
messed up.
Yes,
Yeah, well.
I've seen that too.
Oh.
So, but you don't know, and then you turn up.
Yeah.
That's why they have those shows like American Pickers or like
Yeah, it's
Storage Wars or
I
whatever.
showed
I can't wait till when American Pickers starts picking Taylor
Us.
Swift's items.
Yeah, totally.
I showed
Like in 20 years
restraint.
ago, there's like guys going like, "Oh my gosh,
This is a
Taylor
rare.
Swift
They're
original
like, this is
CD."
the Long Pond Session vinyl that Kara tried to get that one year.
So good.
I showed restraint today.
You went today again.
No, they did a cardigan drop.
Record
for her
Store
new
Day 2.
nope. For her new
How
album,
much does her
Another
cardigan
cardigan.
go for?
they've been uppy. So I'm like, this one was not
just tell us.
my color.
Just tell us.
$70
how much it
bucks.
is. Okay, that's not bad.
It's less than shoes.
So Taylor Swift last week came out with a new album.
Controversial, I'll say.
Back at it
It's
again.
not controversial.
Controversial.
I've heard a lot of Swifties saying,
What?
Let's hear the
it's not the
controversy.
one. It's not
Yeah,
the one.
right. They're not true fans.
Kara,
There's like a really big trend on TikTok.
If you're a true friend,
that I've seen.
friend,
If you're a true friend of
friend
Taylor,
slash fan,
if you're a true friend of Taylor,
you're gonna love
you like the
everything.
album.
You love it.
now
true.
here's the thing. I listened to it.
Oh, I asked her about this. I was
I
supposed
listened to
I
it.
forgot.
There are some songs that I like. I think the majority of the songs, because I listened to the she released 2. Mm-hmm. She released like the album, then an
And then
extended album,
bonus.
and
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
the vast majority of them, I didn't like.
They're kind of throwaway songs.
I felt like
think-
there's a couple hitters.
Did
and
you
then-
like folklore?
Yeah, I loved folklore, but this all felt like, and Kara, no offense to Swift or
None
Kara,
taken. We can.
But
It's
it
a safe
felt
space,
like-
Annie.
Safe
We
space.
can
it
all have
felt
opinions
like in
here.
like art students' journal of like, I'm gonna make a song, and I kept on waiting for like a chorus or something, and then it'd be like, oh,
Hey,
the
and the
song's
wrong
over.
part, and the wrong
Oh,
part of
and the
town,
next one,
that'll get you killed. That
it will.
opinion.
It will.
You start saying that in line for Record Store Day, you're done.
You're gonna get
You're
killed.
gonna get an elbow. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I think there was a good album in the album. I think like it's 30 songs. I think there were
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
like,
Jeez.
well, I mean, whatever.
30 songs.
Body of work, sure. Maybe
Yeah.
she's hustling. She's writing a lot of songs, but I think in there was
It's 15 and 15.
like a couple of good ones. Like
a couple.
Yeah.
a couple. Truly. I think I can personally say
I love this.
I liked like
I love
5
this
of them.
conversation.
Yeah.
5?
Five
I'm
of
shocked
them,
that you
yeah.
said 5. I think maybe 3.
Well, you're a little harsher critic than I am,
Oh
so.
my god.
And he has to
Yeah.
live with Kara, so he has to
Oh, I
survive
don't.
contractually.
Listen,
True.
this is part of life right
I like
here.
it because every single song, it was either written by her and Jack Antonoff, which he's the 80s synth, like 1989 feel, and also kind of fearless.
And I'm just gonna
feel.
say it.
And then half of them were her and
She needs
Aaron
to ditch him.
Dessner.
She needs to ditch him.
Oh,
She needs to ditch
You
Jack
love his
Antonoff.
stuff.
She needs to grow.
no.
I do. I love Bleachers. I think Bleachers works for Bleachers. I think that he's written a lot of good songs.
Fun.
I think that Fun was what it was. It was 2014. Okay, it was a different time. I think she needs to, like, if she's really this, like, lyrical genius songwriter that, like, everybody says that she is, she needs to evolve, like, production wise. Because
That was my stamps of approval.
Thank
just
you.
for
Thank
everybody.
you, John. I think the production was a little lazy. And that's not, like, even really a cut to Taylor. I think
Yeah.
a lot of the songs, and honestly, that's a little bit of songwriting too. I think she starts to fall into these same grooves.
Yes.
And
It's a fine line, though.
Well,
as an
yeah, that's how
artist,
she
right?
bumps out albums and songs. So
And that's what I'm
fast.
like.
Yeah, but like
I was ready for, and honestly, I said the same thing about Midnights. I was ready for this like big change from her because she
Departure
kind of
almost.
does that. She's done that the past, couple of years or decades now, I should say. Like every couple of years, she'll change,
Yeah.
her joie a little bit.
Folklore was the first biggest change.
Sure, 1989 or Red when she was like, "I'm now a pop star." Like,
Yeah.
and I need a new thing. I need a little more meat.
Yeah.
I thought it was meatless.
heard.
I think there was a couple of songs that I liked, but I don't know if it. I don't know.
Well,
I want to say
I'm not like
thank you.
ringing the bell.
I want
on
to say
it.
you thank you for
I love it.
for your opinion.
I love it.
That's fine to love it. She's your girl. Obviously, there's a poster of her behind
to
you.
be fair, I
right
haven't
now.
heard it, so I can't comment on the album. But I just
That's so brave of you, John.
a lot of my TikToks are from like, people like pop culture, I guess talking heads that like talk about everything that's doing, and a lot of them are saying that a lot of the Swifties are just not impressed. Is all. And I thought that was interesting.
It sounds
I
like-
told Annie though, I'm excited to hear what Kara thinks. Didn't I say that?
I
wanna
Give
know
us
what
your
Kara
give
thinks.
us your opinion. Karen.
Okay. I get it because this album is very depressing.
Uh-huh.
It's very
Dead Poets
it's very
Society, right?
sad because Tortured Poets Society.
Tortured Poets Department.
Department, yes.
I gotta pop my Ari sweater off.
Thank you.
The whole premise of it
Yes.
is a breakup album. Half of it is about Matty Healy, which those songs about him are rough. One of them is called "The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived."
Which is arguably the worst song on the album.
It's crazy.
It's like
You just don't like because it's slow.
no, literally. I feel like the beat never hit, and I literally was like, okay, well, when's it gonna start getting good? And I looked at it, and it was almost over.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
oh, well,
half of it is very listening album.
yeah,
Like, put it back.
I just
down, all
assumed
that
it
stuff.
was
could
all
you
about.
see like a tour for it?
No.
Like, was it very tour inspired at all?
Definitely not. There's no.
I could see like a
After-
listening session, like a small like.
Yeah, but Taylor's not gonna do a
invited.
listening special.
I feel
she
after
has.
the Eras tour, she'd have to have the greatest album of all time to do another tour. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like she kind of
Wasn't the
shot her
premise-
shot.
Wasn't
don't
the
think
premise
it's
about
this
the
one.
Eras tour like it was like the last time she was going to do a lot of those songs?
A lot of
That was the
how-
whole premise, right? It's like
Yes.
her one last, not all of them, obviously, but like the last big, like I'm going to go through my whole catalog and then I'm going to
Start
never do
chopping
that.
away
like
at
stop,
songs.
stop doing
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Interesting.
So I think a lot of people are disappointed because of just how sad it is.
Okay.
I think they didn't want to like hear
it's
that
kind of reductive,
because
isn't it?
she was dating someone for 6
think we-
years and there's
So
like
you think that
things
the
coming
fans
out.
love her so much that the reason they don't like the album is because they
She's
can't
sad.
bear the fact
Yes,
that
she's so sad.
a billionaire is sad about a breakup.
yes.
Okay, I respect.
There is a song about Travis Kelce on there called "So High School." And it's cute.
I kind of like them together. I don't know.
I-
Are they still together?
I feel like it's a little reductive.
She literally
like,
one of her lines in it is "I'm having his baby."
Oh,
Just kidding. No, I'm not. But you should see the look on your face.
Yeah, I thought that
Wow.
was funny.
It's funny.
well, so
Got
I
the
mean,
haters.
we'll obviously dive more in as the time goes on and listen to the album over and over again.
John,
and-
you owe yourself a listen.
No, I will. And you know what? I meant to do it today. I genuinely was like, I need to listen to it because I knew we were going to talk about it.
Yep.
And I just ran out of time. But I will listen to it.
Here we are.
I will listen to the album. I will say I do love how much Carol loves Taylor Swift.
I'll send you the specific songs that I think you'd like.
Okay, thank you. And
Specifically,
No, don't let him off easy.
No, I'm
I mean,
open minded.
he's gotta-
I'm going to
he's
listen
gotta
to the
form
whole thing because you
his
know what?
opinion.
I was pretty astonished that like her music video comes out and it's like 25 million views like on the first day. That's
she
crazy.
got Post Malone for her single.
That is crazy.
okay, and that adds to it.
Yeah, he didn't belong on it.
Oh,
Post
I like it.
Malone
I thought it was like
literally was just background
he was
vocals.
like,
yeah.
I liked it. I liked how their voices sounded together.
yeah.
You mean you like
nice.
Taylor Swift's voice with Post Malone's
Moaning.
in the
Moaning
background?
in the background.
He had like one word every lyric
I
or
needed
so.
I needed more from her. That's all. That's
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 fine.
my final thought. I just needed a
Well,
little
Kara,
more.
This will
I'm
hold me
gonna
out
listen
until
to it.
Reputation.
I'm going to listen to
Heard.
it. And I'm gonna stream on Instagram Live while I listen to the whole thing and give my live
You
commentary.
should do TikTok live.
I would love that. You
I don't
should
know,
do
just
that.
throwing it out there.
Wait,
People have been doing listening
to do
sessions
that,
on
John.
TikTok.
I'm always a
crazy.
fan of John making content.
It happens so seldomly.
No, man, you need to get
I
out
will
there
say
more.
I'm inspired by you when you do content because I'm like and I've said this before. I
Thank you.
spiral out on the idea of making content. I'll make something like a reel or something and be like, "This is stupid. Like nobody's gonna like this."
I love you reacting to a Taylor Swift album. It's so good. Like that's the perfect concept. Like
yeah,
you
only
specifically
our viewers really
being like,
understand
hey,
that because
it's
how
me,
much I
John.
despise it.
The craziest thing is there's this guy who he does that when they come out, where he's literally set up with a microphone, listening to it. Every time I see him, it's always like he's bopping out to every single song. On my first listen, I'm not like that. I'm like listening to it,
Yeah.
like
With a notebook.
okay,
You're like-
and then the second listen, I'm like really remembering
I'd like
what
to
each song is.
clarify something. It's not that I don't like Taylor Swift because
No, I know.
I do think she has some good songs. Like and inevitably I have to play them at school dances all the time. So I listen to her and I think that she's fine. I just don't like the like culture, like community culty vibes around.
He
her.
doesn't like you.
No, that's not
fine.
true.
That's fine.
I respect somebody like Kara who loves Taylor Swift so much that like no matter what she puts out,
There's a
she'll listen
culty
to.
vibe to it.
Hey, you're
But-
all in the cult. You went to the concert. You went to the concert.
I didn't go to the concert.
John plays the
John
songs
didn't
at
go.
at DJ.
When-
I will
stuff.
say though, out of spite, I specifically don't play Taylor's versions at school dances.
Justice for Scooter Braun.
I do. There's a Taylor Swift version option, and I always
I'm
choose
bi.
the other option.
You are brave.
Kara's
You
done.
are brave.
And then I get on the mic. Then I
Bye,
get on the
Kara.
mic without fail. I get on the mic. I go, "That was Taylor's version." And everyone goes, "Yeah."
You're like, psych.
You
It
lied to them
wasn't.
about it?
Yeah.
You
I
lied
say
That's
it.
so
Because it's, a
funny.
good, it's always a good reaction when people are like, "Oh yeah, like Taylor's version."
I mean,
but
the reality
I never
is the
play
like
it
20
because
cents that John's giving them versus
Yeah.
the billions of dollars she's earned on her
she
Eras
doesn't
tours.
need me.
She's fine.
I just,
How dare you?
Also, here's my thing.
Let's hear
She
it.
has a song on this new album called "Thanks Amy" or something to Amy or
thanks, Amy. And that's just her friend.
no, and it's like
If you seek
it's
Amy.
supposed to be this diss track of Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And there's
Yeah.
a line in it where it's like your kid will come home singing a song that you and I will only know is about you. Like only you and I will know is
The
about
K,
you.
the I, and the M are
Awesome.
capitalized in the title.
She's literally like no one will ever know. Everyone
I love it.
automatically
Taylor
figures
Swift
it out.
love
fans,
it.
they'll never figure it out. Those people are piecing together shit that's not there.
And then they're like, the best is people are listening to it. And the reality is like the song isn't super like, thanks for that phone call or anything. You know, like it's not.
she already did that with
Yeah,
Reputation.
it's not super
Yeah.
like
Thanks
you
for
know
that
in
phone
it.
call.
That is one thing I
Your
respect
husband
about her
jumped
is
up
she
on
does-
stage.
she plays into her audience. Like, they started
Yeah.
piecing together all this crap,
And,
and now
fully,
she does it.
Now she does it, and I fully think it's because they started it.
Dude, talk about
It's
like
respect.
making money. She is absolutely marketing towards her fans,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is like,
genius.
it's
Not in
like
debt.
financially smarter, right? Yeah, she's gonna be fine for years and years and years. I think from like a, like this moment in time, like art history standpoint, music history standpoint,
Sure.
like I just need a little like I think she is a good songwriter. She writes really some of maybe the best songs of the past, 20 years. She's
Yeah.
probably written
think
some of them.
there's-
I think we could get a little like
I
don't
think
know.
the part of it
Come on,
is-
get in there.
is because I think she doesn't take like a breath to
Uh-huh.
like she's always writing, which I get. Like creatively, you want to like. She probably is like.
just like Hamilton.
I have all the tools in front of me. Like she probably tours with the recording trailer. You know what I'm saying?
totally.
And I get like you have the tools.
No,
but,
no,
like,
no, no.
do
She
you
just
need
flies
to?
home. She just flies home.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
flies.
yeah,
home.
she does.
Flies home, writes a song, flies back,
Sleeps
gets
on
a
the
sandwich.
plane.
Yeah, flies
Yeah.
home, writes a song,
Flies home,
flies back,
craves some pasta, flies to Italy,
flies to Italy,
back,
flies back.
That
Forgot.
is
And-
awesome.
Flies home to microwave
Randomly,
it.
the turtles are all dead.
That's bizarre. I'll never see a polar bear.
That's so weird. Wow. Here's my thing though. Like after we went
This
and
is
saw
this
Lizzie,
is really her thing. Oh, go ahead. Here's my thing.
we saw Lizzie McAlpine last night,
Love.
and I hear her voice,
It's so good.
and I'm gonna say it. She has a much better voice than Taylor Swift.
Oh,
her voice
Taylor
is
Swift had to go through vocal coaching.
Yeah. she's
Yeah.
not a
There's at the
singer.
beginning of her career, it was rough.
This girl, Lizzie
she's kind of
McAlpine,
okay.
by the way, maybe my favorite artist right now. Like,
She is
why didn't
a
you guys
musical
go
theater
last
kid.
night? Yeah.
That's
What?
why her
Why didn't
voice
you
is
go last
so
night?
good.
that
did.
makes sense.
Oh, you did?
Here's
Yeah, we were
another
there.
thing. Okay, and here's my thing.
sorry, I missed
Speaking of musical theater kids, this is my other thing right now. Transition. I have been getting on the What the Podcast For You page. It's constant Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter this, Sabrina Carpenter that, Sabrina Carpenter, Sabrina Carpenter. When
I
did
get my peaches out
See you
in
at
Georgia.
Coachella.
you know
with
what
a
right now
headline.
is? It's child star like moment. If
Disney
you were
Channel,
on
yeah.
Disney Channel as a star, your moment is now.
Whoa.
Logan
Who?
Paul.
Wait, who?
Sabrina Carpenter
was a Disney?
Oh
person?
yeah,
Girl
full
Meets
Disney.
World.
Girl Meets World. She was on multiple.
Get
you
your
know,
bag.
What's her face?
Wait.
Olivia Rodrigo. Jenna
Yeah.
Ortega. Like these Disney Channel stars are like
It's your time.
it's
Rise
your
up.
time.
Rise
but
up.
like, and it's kind of to the point where I'm like,
Girl Meets World.
It was a
Yeah.
spinoff.
Was she the mom or something?
no, she was
She's one
of the little girls?
kids. Yeah,
It was her and the brunette girl.
How long ago did that show come out?
Like
not
10
that
years
long
ago?
ago. No.
yes,
what?
yes.
Girl Meets World?
Yep.
Yeah, and it had the
That was out
Topanga
when
and
we were in
Corey
high
from Boys
school.
Meet World. Boy Meet World.
Yes.
Yes.
Boys. I like the
No.
plural.
Boy
version.
Meets
No.
World.
You know, that was the
No.
spinoff should have been. The spinoff should have just been
Boys.
boys. And it's just a bunch of
Boys.
guys.
Boys Meet World.
Meets World.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, when was it?
2014
Yeah.
What?
was the
Padres
first
win.
season.
Yeah.
How long did it go?
Sorry, I had to say it.
For a while.
3 seasons.
Oh, that was it?
Let me
That
tell
was
you.
Disney Channel has a 3-season rule.
Final episode. Do you ever like place stuff weird in your head in the timeline?
Yeah.
Girl Meets World ran from 2014 to 2017.
The 2015 through 2020 was a blur for me. Like, I
would
don't
have
even know what
put
happened.
money on. Yeah, dude.
I would have
Over 10 years ago, the show was on.
Yes.
That's
It
why.
was all a blur.
And now
for
that
sure.
gir's headlining Coachella, or not headlining?
No,
I know, she
she
was
didn't
there. She was
headline.
at Coachella.
She said
Whatever.
what
She's
was
higher
her-
on the roster than I am.
What
so.
was her last thing? It was like his leg's so tired he had to spread mine.
Oh, Kara.
He
Oh,
drinks
no.
he drinks my bath water like it's red wine because
Yep.
she's dating Barry
Yeah.
Kogan
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Yes.
what's it
Yeah,
called?
she has
The
this
movie.
one
talking about
song where she just
Saltburn.
like
Yes.
ad libs the
Saltburn,
last
yeah.
line.
And then
Yeah.
she said, "I'll see you."
I'll see you at
next
Coachella
time
when I
when I
headline.
headline.
That was what it
Yeah.
was. I knew that line.
The
Hey,
freaking
Tay
he
Tay.
drinks my bath water like
That's
red
so.
wine.
Stop saying. Stop saying it.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, disgusting. Yeah, even like Jacob Elordi. Okay,
Love.
here, let me say this.
Wait,
let me
hold
say
on,
this. Let
hold
me
on.
say this. Let me say
take,
this.
Hot take coming in. Piping hot take.
I have been on the record saying that I do not like Joey King, who is
Yes.
plays opposite Jesse or Jacob Elordi in The Kissing, Booth, and plays
I need
Gypsy
to-
Rose.
Oh, that girl
In the act.
from was she in We Bought a Zoo?
Oh, was
No,
she?
but she's on Ramona and Beezus.
Ramona and
Ramona
Beezus.
and
That's it. That's
Beezus,
it.
Yeah,
Was she?
yeah.
so awesome.
She plays Ramona. She was on Armchair Expert,
Okay.
Oh.
and
You like her now?
I listened to it because here's my thing. I wasn't a huge fan of Jenna Ortega, and I listened to her Armchair Expert, and I'm still not really that big of a fan. But it was interesting to hear, like,
But you opened up to her a little
yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, you know what? I should give Joey King the benefit of the doubt.
bit. Hate her still.
No,
You like her?
her interview really impressed me.
Is it because of her new show?
No, it wasn't because that she went on for that, but like Dax
turns
Shepard doesn't
out-
really do like press tory stuff. He just kind of like talks.
Yeah, he does. But that's fine.
Well, I mean, like they come on for that, but it's like all of a total of the 2-hour episode.
they don't talk about it
Yeah, the
specifically,
2-hour
but they're not
episode isn't
going on the
them-
show for no reason.
Yeah, they talk. They plug it like at the
Mm-hmm.
end, but like for the 2-hour episode, they're not talking about it. I didn't like. She just very interesting. First thing first, she's married.
Yeah.
Sure.
She's like 24, but she was talking about she grew up with the Sabrina Carpenter's one of her best friends, and
Yep.
it was this whole generation
Oh,
of kids
wow.
who are these child actors who are now becoming like the adult idols that people are all
Kara,
obsessed with.
Ramona and Bezos. What year did that come out?
Oh, it was Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
When she was pretty big. So I'm going to say that one came out
I think what it was,
2009.
Yeah, probably around that. 2008. That's my guess.
You know who's timeless? Selena Gomez.
True.
She is.
I love her.
Oh, we love her.
2010. That movie came out.
Close.
John, And the only thing worse than a Taylor Swift fan,
What's up?
armchair expert fan.
Yeah, I would
Cannot
agree
stand.
with that.
They
Would agree with that.
God, they love Dax Shepard, man.
Yeah, they do. They eat it. Well, I think he got in at the right time. Really, I think
Yeah.
in podcasting. I don't know that it would be as big if he.
You
didn't
think
get
so?
in.
He's been
Yeah,
on the scene for a while.
He got in like when podcasts were like starting to spike.
And people don't really know who he is now. I'm just gonna say,
I'm sorry, I'm getting the light from
Yeah.
Annie.
like, if he
Yeah.
came out with a podcast today, people would be like,
well, and he's like
Dax
actually-
Shepard.
No, he's been in
he
for
was
4 years.
movies.
He's been doing the podcast.
old
for
movies
years.
though. He hasn't done many things.
Oh,
He
what was that
stopped
movie he was
acting.
in?
Chips.
No, he was in the one-
Was he in
I
Chips?
love that.
He wrote
wasn't-
Chips.
With
Chips,
Kristen
yeah.
Bell, right?
Awesome.
Kristen Bell, the one where it's like all the
He's-
boys.
He's
Yeah.
he's in Baby Mama, and he plays the like
That's the one with Russell
Amy
Brand.
Poehler's like loser boyfriend,
Yeah.
and he's great.
Yes.
Is he the
was
one with
also
Russell
in
Brand?
a movie I just watched.
It
Oh,
doesn't matter.
such a good movie. It doesn't matter, but Jason Bateman,
Okay.
and they're doing the
Yes.
sit the week long. They're mourning the dad.
Yes.
This is where I leave you.
This is where I
Yes.
leave you.
So
Yep.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the boyfriend in that. He's
Good
Tina
movie.
Fey's boyfriend.
Oh man,
Whatever,
So good.
whatever.
Good
You know,
job,
it's just.
Dax.
Here's the thing about what the podcast. It's just a grab bag. We only have so many things we can talk about, right?
Yeah, don't. You know, it's not gonna be super captivating all the
Movie
time.
was that guy in?
You know?
Not many things happened in the last week.
Hey, 179 episodes.
Hey.
Hey, listen.
What did we do after the podcast last week? Did we go see that movie Civil War?
We sure
Civil
did.
War.
And
Too loud.
We'll talk about it in the
It
post.
was too loud.
That's a post-show moment,
Yeah.
certainly.
Sure.
But
And-
we want to thank all of our Patreon supporters. Illy SM for the money. Guys, you can watch that post-show,
Yes, you can.
viewers, listeners, on our Patreon. So if you're listening on maybe Spotify right now, first of all, head over to YouTube because the video podcast really is the final form of what the podcast
It is. It
I would
truly
say.
is.
Right under TikTok clips.
And
It's
if you
definitely-
join today, you have 100 and how long have we been doing? No, what,
We've only been doing post show maybe a year, so you've got like 50
at
episodes.
least 50 episodes plus BTS
You got some
and
BTS.
all this stuff. So, but if you're running out of stuff to watch and you want more, go to the,
everybody's running
And
out
if
of
you're
content.
trying to get out of debt, don't cancel that subscription.
oh yeah,
No,
keep that. It's
certainly
only
not.
that's only $4 a month.
That's less
so
than a coffee.
No.
That's
yeah,
less than a coffee.
Don't do that. That'd be crazy.
But any final thoughts before we head into the Post Malone show?
No, I'm excited.
On the couch as always, Kara Tafoya, Annie the Scoveman. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And we'll see you next week on What's the Podcast? Everybody said it this week. So proud of us. Annie is emotionally disconnected from the show. Texting her friends. Pick me up, Mom, I'm scared.
Pick me up, Mom. I'm scared. That's funny.
You're in a fragile state today, huh?
You are?
True. That's
What?
not true.
What?
It's not in a fragile state. Don't
Me?
say that about him.